YouTube, come on in. I'm so glad you made it. Oh, I was hoping I'd get to see you before I left. I'm just going out for a little fellowship with some of my girlfriends. And before I left, I was hoping I'd get to share with you, well, just first of all, just to say thank you. It's been a year. I just, like I said, just kind of popped up. But I stayed the course, and here it is, the end of the year, looking forward to a new year with my new friends. And some old ones, too. And I just want to say thank you. I have loved every minute. I'm just trying to think of new things for the next year. I hope you're going to join me. I hope you're going to tell your friends, and so that we can just come together, have fun, knit, crochet, and share. And what I wanted to share with you is, I didn't want to end the year without giving you a special gift. So, your special gift is, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and say it, in case we don't see each other. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to all my YouTube friends. And the surprise I have for you is a beautiful wrap. Now, I'm calling this Jay's Butterfly Wing Wrap. And guess what? It's the same stitch we just finished in the autumn love knot vest. It's just beautiful love knots. And it is just absolutely beautiful. It's lacy and look. And it's our same stitch. And I've got some sparkly yarn. So, I thought what better to do than to make a tutorial. And while you're looking at the tutorial and enjoying it, I'll just go out and meet my friends and fellowship a little while and see what they think about Jay's Butterfly Wing Wrap. And then you can tell me what you think. It's a wonderful knit. And if you make it long enough, it will go over your shoulders. So, but I'm so short I didn't want to go too far. But the neckline is beautiful. It's very warm. Like I said, it has the two little butterfly wings. What could be prettier than that? And easy. So, I'm going to leave you with the tutorial. I've got my little glitter bag. I've got everything done. What do you think? So, I'll see you later. Enjoy your tutorial. Thank you, and Happy New Year from Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. Love you! Now, YouTube, for the tutorial on Jay's Butterfly Wing Wrap. I wanted to start with the one that I was wearing in the previous video, and it is red shimmer. I had a skein left over from, I made the angel wing shrug out of red heart shimmer, and the name was simply red. And I had this skein left over, and I started kind of, I don't know, just out of boredom, start doing the love knot again. And before I knew it, I had a nice rectangle. So I wanted to kind of show you what it looked like. When I started working and I finished, and I thought, well, that would be a nice scarf, or maybe if I go longer, I could just have like a shawl or something. And then I started kind of working around with it, and I simply took it and just simply fold one edge over, and when I looked at it, and I thought, well, that kind of looks like a butterfly wing. Look at that. And I thought, well, let me see how I can, let me do it again and see if it works. Write down some instructions, because I was just simply watching TV and just wanted something to do. And it works. So for this one is, like I said, in Red Heart Shimmer, and it makes a beautiful, beautiful butterfly wing wrap. So now let me show you what we're going to need for the project we're going to work on. You saw in the pictures, this is the one. I thought, well, now if it works good in shimmer, let me try it in another weight yarn and see. And lo and behold, I love it even more. And the weight is just beautiful. Now, this yarn, kind of visiting our old friend Karen. This is Karen's Simply Soft Party. Now, I don't know how these things happen, but I thought, that is just great. I wasn't sure if it would drape pretty. It's a little larger than the Red Heart Shimmer, you know, and I thought, well, it may not drape. It may not be the same, but this drapes just as pretty. And I believe it's more of the stitch that really makes it drape beautiful. So that's the yarn I'm using, and of course I'm going to go over some other yarns too. And then we're going to work on the pattern. So let me tell you what you will need. And I'll give you some other suggestions of yarn. We are using Karen Simply Soft Party, and this is called Teal Sparkle. Now what can I say? It's meant to be. Okay, and they also call for a H hook, but for this one I went ahead and used a J because I really wanted the fabric to be really fluffy and relaxed. So I went up a size, 2 sizes larger. So let's see what some of the other yarns call for. All right, that's that one. Now I'm going to move our sample and we'll come back to it. Isn't that pretty? I hope the camera's doing it justice. Okay, for instance, all right, well, let's just go ahead and put out some of the Karen Simply Soft, more of the party. Of course, they have all these luscious colors. When I started looking, I thought, oh my gosh, fuchsia sparkle, purple sparkle, and they have some others. Some I didn't even, I thought, well, Jay, don't buy any more yarn, don't buy any more yarn. But you can just see your imagination running wild just with these 3 colors alone. All right, so I wanted to look and see what else. Of course, I use the Red Heart red shimmer, so I don't see, you know, in the one that I wore for in the other video. Now, so this is Red Heart. This is stuff I have in my stash, so I didn't even buy any extra yarn. But I have one skein of this Red Heart shimmer, and it's in like an ivory. Now, isn't that pretty? Okay, now let's see what hook they call for. They call for a H. I would always go up at least 1 size larger than what they call for on the band, what they suggest. So if they're suggesting an H, then I would use an I. See, easy to remember. I just like mine nice and loose. I found, here's some yarn I got from Tuesday morning. It's called Soft Payette. I don't think they even give a hook size. To knit with is a size 6. So you just have to try your needles, but I would at least try at least an I. When you start going smaller, I don't know. I just like either I use an I or a J, but now you can use whatever you like or follow the band. But now here's a pretty one. Look at this one with the glitter there. This is a teal. I don't even know if they have a name on theirs. Aquamarine. Aquamarine. Beautiful. And here's one that I've had for a long time. I picked up some yarn one time, some Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby. And Citron, and this is, like I said, fetching. And they call for an H, so I would try an I first before I would try the H. And that's a pretty, with a little glitter in the yarn. See, the glitter's already in there. Saves you a lot of time and trouble. Okay, what else do we need for this project? All right, the back of, you will need one button that goes on the back. We don't have to make a buttonhole because our lace will become the buttonhole. So, but you do need a nice large button because the lace spaces are so large. So you need at least one nice large button, something really pretty, something, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of large ones, but I looked at this one. I found a pretty silver one at Joann's, and I went ahead and bought it because I don't have much silver. I don't wear a lot of silver, but look at that. And it looks really pretty on that fabric. See there? So you need one large button. So I just looked through some of my buttons just to see, you know, if I had a few or something. They're not great. I think I'd buy, you know, I'd look for some nicer ones. Here's a real pretty one. That looks like a cloister or something. It's real pretty. That's just some little old cheapo, something I found somewhere. Who knows? But you do need at least one nice button. So when you see buttons on sale, you can pick you up some buttons. Okay, well, nothing left to do now but to start to work and to crochet Jay's Crocheted Butterfly Wing Shawl. Oh, excuse me, wrap. I think I'm going to call this a wrap. Just to get away from the shawl, because it really doesn't go all the way around. It's more of a wrap for your front for your neck. So let's get started. Now on this sample that I'm working on, I found a little ball of, some more sparkle, some more party. It's some left over. That's why I have my little balls, remember? Okay, so, all right, let's talk about how to get started. First of all, I'm using, when we did the love knot vest, the stitch that we used there was a multiple of 5 plus 3. And so I said, well, you know, it just helps if you try to learn, once you learn a stitch or get used to it, try to use it again and come up with another way to use it. Well, I'm going to use the love knot stitch, and I'm going to do a multiple of 5, but I'm going to do a multiple of 5 plus 4. The 4 is when you chain to turn. And I just found that I needed that extra stitch to make each edge of the wrap nice and straight. It didn't pull or, you know, it just went up nice and straight. So my pattern is, you know, the love knot stitch, multiple of 5 plus 4. So now let's see how that looks. The first thing you want to do, and remember I told you we're going to use a lot of the measurements once you find a measurement for a certain part or, you know, of your body or something that you can use over and over, then we're going to use those numbers. All right, you know your waist number from your left side to your right side. And I use 25 just because I started 25. Okay, so that means you need to make a chain at least 25 inches long. And you can go over a little bit. Sometimes I go over just to make sure I have enough, and I hate not having enough and having to start over. And of course, this is my sample. But once you get your chain of whatever your waist size that, you know, I had you to write it down, and you need to keep track of, you know, all of these measurements because it's just going to save you time, and we haven't had to do a swatch. We're just knitting and crocheting right along. Okay, so I get to where I want to stop. Okay, I'm going to pull up my loop to start my love knot. You remember how you chain, and then you decide where you're going to stop, and you simply pull up a long loop to start your love knot. Yarn over, pull through, and immediately go back. You may have to hold it up under that first strand. There's a little space your finger can hold for you. And pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. And go through 2. Now, that's just the first part of the love knot. Well, that's all we're going to do. I worked out my system. I changed it from what we did a little bit on the vest because we're doing a rectangle and I just wanted to change a little bit. So I'm going to count over from the hook, from this base of the love knot. I'm going to count over 1, 2, I'm going to skip over 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip over to the 5th chain, and I'm simply going to do a single crochet. Pretty much like before. See it? Now we just go into our love knots. He loves me. Do you remember? If you didn't do that one, then you might want to look at it to, you know, if this is going too fast. He loves me. Pull up a loop. Pull through. Go through the under the first strand. You may have to kind of reach for it. Pull up another loop. You have 2 loops on the hook. He loves me not. Skip over 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 4 and go into the 5th chain and single crochet. Pull up a long loop. Yarn over. Kind of hold your finger there if you have to save that space. Go up under that first strand. Pull a loop through there. I have 2 loops on my hook. Pull through. That's he loves me. Now I have to pull up the second part, pull up another long loop. This stitch is done in 2 parts, remember? Yarn over, pull through, go up under, see that very first strand of yarn. Pull up a loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. He loves me not. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th chain, I do a single crochet. Pull up a loop, yarn over, go up under that first strand or in that first little space. Pull up, 2 on the hook, go through 2. He loves me. Pull up a loop, yarn over, go through that first strand right there in that first space. Pull up a loop, 2 loops. He loves me not. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're on a roll. Now we can just have fun. See, now aren't you glad you did that vest? I told you I'm going to try to always double back some way. And, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th one. And try to make sure that we're using stitches and not just, I don't know, years of knitting. You get a pattern and you can't wait to get it home, and you start it and you do it, and then something goes wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, or it doesn't fit or something, and then it's like you just throw it out and go next. But I like to go back and just like we just finished that vest, and now we're using this same stitch, but in just a little different way, making something new. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, go into the 5th chain. These stitches are multiple of 5 for my project, plus 4. The 4 we'll use to turn at the end. Now you see we're just continuing to do our love knots. Now, since this is not going around our waist, and I had you to chain length about the size of your waist measurements that you have, you put them down on a card or paper or something, so you'll always have it. All right. You can kind of stretch this around your shoulder, from shoulder to shoulder, just to see if it's long enough. But this is really the width. This is just going to be the width going up like this, because we're going to get ready to make the sides. So just go as far as you want. On my original, I had at least 16. Let's go all the way to the end, and then I'll show you how I counted it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the 5th chain. Single crochet, pull up a loop, go through, pull up a second long loop, go through, pull through 2 loops. Okay, we're just going to, I didn't count this, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just kind of making up this at the end here. so we can turn, show you how to turn, and then I'm going to show you how to count it. Okay, so we're coming up to the end. I'm not even going to count mine because I probably don't have enough, but we get to the end and we single crochet in the last stitch that we need. Okay, now you don't have to go all the way to the end of your chain. Like I said, that we just wanted you to make sure you chained enough. All right, lay it down. You don't have to go all the way to the end. I had, like I said, about 16 love knots. So you can start here at the beginning, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and just count your love knots and see how many you have. So if you are, a real petite person, maybe 12 would work for you. You got to always try to get something divisible by 4. You know my problem with 4. So I went all the way to 16, if that'll give you a hint. And I'm more of a large, extra large. So 16. So you just simply count your love knots, and whatever change you have left, we'll just undo. In fact, we'll use it to put our button on later. So does that make sense? Okay, so my little sample here, I don't know how many I have, but it doesn't matter. I'm just doing a sample. But you get to the number that you need. Like I said, I had 16 on the original. If you don't think you need 16, then if it's divisible by 4, you need to move back down to at least 12. But try the 16. Okay, now I've single crochet in the last stitch. Now here we go. This is my take on it. This is where I put my own idea. I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull up a long loop. I'm going to work the first half of my love knot, just one half. And then I turn the work. And now I'm ready to find that love knot that's suspended right there. And I start back in pattern. Single crochet there, pull up a loop, and we're back in business. Well, I dropped that, but I got it back. 2 loops, pull through 2, and pull up a long loop, and start the whole process over. And now we're just going across. If you did the love knot vest, well, what'd you think? How did it fit? How did it look on you? Did you look pretty? Oh, I saw you pull out those boots. I saw you over there pulling out those boots, putting on that love knot shawl. Vest. Oh. And you made it yourself, and it's your own pattern. So now I'm just working my way across. I'm talking, but I'm just working my way across until you get the gist of this simple repeat. See, it just... I can't wait till I'll have to think of something. Well, I've been thinking of new things for the spring. We will come back and visit this stitch again. Of course, we got a lot of other stitches to between now and spring or whatever. We're getting ready to go into our winter yarn, our more bulkier yarn, and go up our needle sizes. My is our base that we're working out of now for all our square sweater, the square sweater theme. Can't talk today. I guess I'm tired. Okay. My range, I like 8s, 9s, and 10s, as long as we're working with medium weight yarns. We haven't changed that. We're just talking about, our sweaters. And but we need to change because we need to go up to where there's the 5 in the window, that little, you know how they have the tells you the weight of the yarn. Well, this, when we go up to the yarn that have 5 in the window, the bulkier weight, we would change our needles, and we will start working in 10s, 10.5s, and 11s. And we will have to come up with a new size range, because the larger the needle, the larger, you know, the more bulky the yarn, the less stitches you need. You don't need as many stitches as 8s, 9s, and 10s on medium weight yarn. Okay, so I'm just talking while I was doing this. You just can't hardly stop. It's just so much fun. Now I'm getting to the end. Okay, now you just skip that. You go over here to the top of the chain, you know, where I had skipped 4, and go into the top of the chain, just like you would crochet any thing that, you know, your instructions would tell you to go to the single crochet into the top of the chain. There we go. Now chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now pull up a loop, and we're going to do the first part of this love knot. Turn the work, and voila. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, I wish I had more of this green. All right, there's the first love knot suspended right there. You start the process over. Now, how much fun is that? Okay, let's see. He loves me. He loves me not. And moving right along across. You see how nice this, like say I'm using a J, and the fabric is just so soft and it's loose the larger the needle, larger the hook, I'm sorry. It's just like when you do lace on a large needle and the lace becomes really, it just loses all its tension. It just falls so pretty. Well, this is the same thing. And I'm just going across to the other end. And when you get to this end, you will single crochet into the top of the chain, chain 4, do the first half of a love knot, turn the work, and you're coming back on the next row. Okay, you continue on. I don't know about you, but I'm having so much fun. But I got more things to even work on and more things to come. So let's continue this. See you back in a minute. Well, now how much have you gotten done? You know, it's so funny. I thought, well, maybe I have another skein of this somewhere. I had this little ball left from something, probably, who knows, last year. And I thought, well, maybe I had a skein in the very one that I like. I don't have another skein. But I know that this is one of the party, one of Karen's Simply Soft party. And I think it was called lime green or green. Well, it's green. But I didn't have enough, so I don't have any to finish this one. So now I'll have to get some if I want to complete this one. But I did find another skein of Red Heart Shimmer. And I know on the camera this probably looks blue, but it's turquoise. So look at that. So these are like one skein wonders. So if you have a skein that you really don't know what to do with, you know, try Jay's Butterfly Wing Wrap. I think you will enjoy it. Well, okay, so I couldn't figure out a way to make this video any longer or make this stitch harder or this little project harder. Isn't it great? So let me get the reel, and let's just reel wrap and just go over it. And I'm going to move some of this out of the way so I can have room. Okay, so, all right. we started on this end, going this direction. We started here. Well, let's turn it over. I think this is the right side. There we go. So we turn it over, and I had 16. See, here's the edges that go up where I chained the 4. And I had, like I said, I had 16 complete love knots across. And let's see about how, it's hard to measure, see, because once the fabric is so loose, it just stretches, so it's really kind of hard to measure. I did a chain of over 25, so I've got about, just say about 18 inches. Like I said, it's so hard to measure because the fabric is so loose. So now I'm going to turn it the long way and see about how many inches. But it really doesn't matter. You're going to do it as long as you want. Okay, this is just to kind of let us know here. Oops, tape measure. Oops, unwind this and measure. So I think I have, oh, I've got at least maybe 28 inches. So you're going to go longer than the waist, whatever your original stitch waist, you know, from your left to your right. Like mine was 25, so you go, you know, at least 5 inches over or something of what your waist measurement was. And now, here we go. We have this nice rectangle, and right here where I stopped, we're on the okay, yeah, we have our long rectangle. We have our 2 straight edges. You see that? One here and one here. And you really don't have to worry too much about the right and wrong side of this, so I can't even hardly tell. I guess if I looked real hard. But anyway, you stretch it out, your rectangle, and you're simply going to take one corner and just bring it in like that. Let's see, can I make sure I'm on camera? You simply take one corner and just fold it over like that. And then you can take, here's one point, one end, and then the other end, on one end, you're going to sew this large button. It needs to be large because the lace holes are quite large, and you want it to be able to go around your neck like this, and then at the back of your neck, it just hooks right over that button, and that holds it in place. Now how easy and simple is that? And then in the front, this is the front, you have the 2 butterfly little wings. See, you have to use your imagination, people. You got to use your imagination. Okay, you have your 2 butterfly wings, and then of course this just really droops. See how it droops? Oh, I love that. And then it goes around your neck, and the button goes in the back. Now, of course, you know, you can think of other ways to wear it also. It can be worn to the side of your neck, of your shoulder, you know, kind of on your neck. Just, you can turn it to the side. Okay, you can also just forget about the button and just wear it as a neck warmer. Just fold it over, put it around your neck, and just let it drape down like that. It really is nice. Well, I love it. I hope you love it as well. It's a lot of fun. It's something that we've already worked on. The stitch, the love knot. We'll see the stitch a little later in the spring. But, you know, it's a good way. Good way to keep yourself going and you know, seeing how you can create things and use things. Not just once, twice, but, you know, it's a lot of fun. You know, I've enjoyed this. I have enjoyed this year. I have enjoyed you know, just really sharing with you. And I just want you to know that. And I appreciate all the good comments and the beautiful comments and the sweet comments. And I thank you so much. And I really hope that you join us. Not just looking, but, you know, I'm trying to make them simple. You know, I'm about quick and easy. You know, that's my little under theme. Quick and easy. If I see something in the magazine and I'm thinking, you know what? I think I can make something like that quick and easier. Then that's what I'm about. You know. Otherwise, you know, and if you're a person who likes a little more structure, you can still watch and kind of, you know, enjoy it, you know. But that's why you have Ravelry. You have experts there, and you have people who write expert patterns and things. I'm just quick and easy, and I just like to share. Well, YouTube, glad you could stop by. I have a great surprise today. Judy and I are going over to our local Joann's store where we've shopped for years, and we have a surprise for the store. You know, every year we try to, you know, and I'm sure a lot of knit groups do the same thing. We would pick a senior center or a nursing home. We've even done daycare centers, gift for teachers, and we've done several things. One time we even did a first grade class, a whole class, all the boys and all the girls. We came up with something for a great Christmas surprise. So this year, I said, Judy, let's do something out of the box. So today, we're going over to Joann's, and we're gonna put our Oprah on. You know, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a... Well, it'll be low budget Oprah. You get some pizza, you get some pizza, you get some pizza, you get some pizza. They're excited and we're excited. So I thought maybe you'd like to come along on the road trip with us to our Joann's Christmas surprise. Just to say thank you to all the people that work in our store. And we're so glad. You know, it's just good to let people know how much you appreciate them. So, let's get on with the road trip. You get the pizza, you get a pizza, you get a pizza, and you get a pizza.